Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for always tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want us to talk about learning. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. If you find someone smarter than you, don't compete, just learn. If you find someone smarter than you, do not compete, just learn. Yes, I know this sounds simple, but it can be surprisingly hard to put into practice. In this world that is constantly telling us to compete, competition, to measure ourselves against other people, to hustle for recognition, this idea might seem almost radical, but I believe that within this simple thought lies a profound shift in mindset that can open doors to personal growth, to connection, and to understanding in ways that competition simply cannot. First, let us talk a little bit about competition. Now, there is no doubt that competition has its place in life. It can be motivating. It can push us to perform. It can drive innovation. But there is a darker side to it too. When competition becomes about comparing ourselves to other people in an unhealthy way, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy, feelings of jealousy, feelings of bitterness. We can start measuring our self-worth by someone else's achievements, which can be dangerous for both our self-esteem and our mental health. See, when we encounter someone who is smarter, who is more experienced, who is more skilled than we are, a competitive mindset might make us feel threatened, all right? Thoughts like, I'll never be good as them, or I have to prove I'm just as capable, can start creeping into us, all right? Instead of seeing that person as a potential teacher, we turn them into a rival, which often prevents us from learning, prevents us from growing. But let me ask this. What if instead of competing, we saw that person as an opportunity? What if instead of guarding our own pride, we open ourselves up in humility to learn from someone who has something valuable to teach us? When we let go of the need to compete, we make space for something incredibly powerful, and that is learning. Think about it. Every single person that you meet has something that they know that you don't. Especially those who are smarter than you in a particular area. And I mean smarter in quote. Whether it is a skill, a piece of knowledge, or even a unique perspective, there is something there that they could help you level up in ways you never would have on your own. Here's the thing. See, intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom are not finite resources. Just because someone else has them doesn't mean there is less for you. It's not a zero-sum game. Learning from other people doesn't diminish your own value. In fact, it enriches you. When you adopt the mindset of a learner, you are taking a proactive role in your own growth, not passively watching from the sidelines. No, it's like saying, I'm here to soak up what I can, to let go of my pride and to become better in the process. So next time you find yourself in the presence of someone smarter than you, rather than feeling intimidated or resentful, you need to get curious. Ask questions, listen actively, and you need to remember that knowledge is not something to hoard. Knowledge is not something to compete over. It is something to share. It is something that can elevate everyone that is involved. Imagine, for example, that you are in a work setting and there is a colleague that has more experience and expertise in an area that you would like to grow in. Instead of seeing that person as a threat, see them as an opportunity. What skills can they teach you? What insights do they have that you have not yet discovered? Or let's say you are a musician and you meet someone who plays your instrument at a level that you've only dreamed of. Instead of feeling envious or discouraged, be a sponge, soak it in. Ask them about their practice routines, about their techniques, about all the techniques that they've developed, all the resources that they use. Let their experience inspire you to improve rather than focusing on how they are better than you, in quote. In both cases, adopting the mindset of a learner not only helps you gain new skills and insights, but it also opens the door to potential mentorship to you. Many people are flattered when someone shows genuine interest in learning from them. And in many cases, they are happy to share what they know. You just have to ask. You just have to be open to it. Let's talk a little bit about ego, because let's face it, it is the ego that gets in the way of learning. Our ego wants to be right. It wants to be praised. It wants to be recognized as the best. When we meet someone else smarter or more skilled than us, the ego can feel bruised. It may tell us things like, you should already know this, or don't show weakness by asking questions. But here is the thing. Our ego is often the very thing that prevents us from growing. Humility, on the other hand, creates the perfect condition for growth. See, when we can say, I don't know everything, and that is okay, we are creating a space for learning. All right, we are creating a space for learning. Humility now allows us to see other people's knowledge as a gift rather than a threat. You think of humility as a muscle that you can train. Every time that you choose to learn rather than compete, you are strengthening your muscle. You are strengthening that muscle. You are rewiring your ego to support growth rather than to sabotage it. And over time, humility can become second nature to you. It makes it easier and easier to approach others as mentors rather than rivals. And here is another important point that I want you to take away today. Intelligence is not a one-size-fits-all. This is what I mean. Just because someone excels in one area, it doesn't mean they are smarter across board. A genius in math might be a dullard in English. That's how life is wired sometimes. The guy might be a dullard in physics, while a genius in physics might be a dullard in sports, in music. That is how life is. That's what I mean by intelligence is not one size fits all. Because I'm intelligent in public speaking doesn't mean I'm intelligent in sales or marketing. All right, recognizing different forms of intelligence can help us to appreciate other people's strength without feeling lesser. Some people are academically brilliant, all right? Others have incredible social intelligence, and still other people have deep emotional insight. Maybe you are a creative genius, for example, while someone else is a wizard at problem solving or logical thinking. If you approach every interaction with this in mind, it is easier to celebrate someone's intelligence without feeling threatened. You are not less than them, all right? You are simply learning from someone who has strengths in a particular area. So when you encounter someone smarter, instead of seeing it as a statement about your own shortcomings, view it as a chance to broaden your perspective and to expand your understanding. And you need to remember this. Someone else's strengths do not diminish your own. So, how can you put this into practice? How can you learn? What are the practical steps to start learning from others instead of competing with them? Number one is recognize your triggers, all right? Notice when you start feeling competitive or envious of someone's knowledge. This feeling is natural. There's nothing wrong with you, but it's also a sign that there is something valuable that you can learn. So use that trigger to learn. Also ask questions, then listen to the answer. Approach the person with genuine curiosity. Ask about their journey, their methods, their insights, and when they answer, listen fully. Don't think about how you are going to respond or how to show them that you are smart. No, just listen. Okay, just listen. Be vulnerable also. Admitting that that you don't know something can feel uncomfortable, but vulnerability is a key part of learning. People are often willing to share when they see that you are open and you are sincere. Also, be grateful. Practice gratitude. When someone shares their knowledge with you, thank them. Express appreciation for their free time and their willingness to help you. This gratitude will strengthen the bond between the two of you, and it will reinforce the learning mindset. Also, Share what you learn. That is how you also become better. Once you have gained new insight or skills, share them with other people.